Welcome back to another video of what kind of weird stuff can I do with this new tech. So, before we get started, one thing to note, since we're going to be skipping Groal the Great using Reaper Soaring and with minimum items, we have Reaper's Crest, ignore the rest, Drifter's Cloak, Clean Grip, and Swift Step, and we need bench storage. But for the penultimate or second to last room, if you pass that room, there's a rock that drops only once per save file. So once it drops, it's GG's. Just so you know. So now we need bench storage. Of course, we can't Reaper Soar without bench storage. Which, as you can see when I reload my save file here, I spawn in at a place without a bench. That is important. Because if you have a save point that doesn't have a bench, climb onto a bench and save and quit before the animation is done, you get bench storage. And what can you do with bench storage? You can switch crests anywhere you want, and it also heals you. So, now we need to get to Biowater because we can't skip Groal the Great without being in Biowater. So, BRB. And here we are. And just so you have two places of reference, you have the Bellway sign here. And this is where you find Chakra in Biowater. So to scale this room, we need to Reaper Soar. And this is very easy, actually. All we need to do is we need to dash to the left, turn around, and then do a Reaper dash attack, and then Reaper Soar. Very easy, very low risk. And now we just need to climb the room to the next room on the right that's above us. So this room is fairly easy. There's really not much difficulty to it. And now this is the troublesome room where if you pass it, you can't do it on... You can't pass it again with Reaper Soaring. Also, of course, as you can see, you can heal yourself. So this room is challenging, but it's not difficult. Unless you get lucky, where you can get lucky where the enemy will drift down, and then you could just pogo off of it. But I want to show the hard thing. There you go. 2 hard jumps, not that much of a problem. Now here, you just do a ledge Reaper Soar, and if you fall down, just go into the thorns. Even if you drop down to, like, here, just go back into the thorns, boom, you're back up here. So, we're gonna do a Reaper Ledge Soar. And then we're going to pause to slow the descent so we can hit the rock. And then just keep holding left, because if you fall down, it's GG's. How do you do a Ledge Reaper Soar, you might ask? It's quite simple. You just run to about when you go off of a ledge, turn around and attack at about the same time, and then do a Reaper Soar. Like this. Like I said, if you do that, fine. Just like this. And now we're going to pause to slow our descent. Ascent, sorry. I don't know why I keep getting those mixed up. And now we're going to do the... This room is tricky. There's a... If you only have 2 crests, though, it's going to be very difficult. And I will explain that in a moment. Now, this guy gives you trouble, and he's not in a nice spot. Okay, cool. Since you do need to pogo off of him, you could just keep opening your inventory to heal yourself, and you'll eventually make it up here. And now we are at the spot where I need to explain a couple of things to you. So I'm gonna turn on the tools real quick, so you can see the attack hitboxes. So when you do an attack, basically any attack, and switch crests before it finishes, and then you switch back to that crest, as you can see, the slash happens, and it does damage enemies. What we need for that, here, let me use debug, is that we're going to go literally straight up, and there's this bubble here that we need to hit, so that way we can fall down and then go over to the right here, so we can skip Groal to Great. So how we do that is if you have Beast Crest along with Hunter's Crest, easy, because you either just up slash with the Beast Crest and then you switch to Reaper, do Reaper Soar by switching to Hunter, not Beast, and then you just wait until you get up to the bubble, and then you use it. Obviously, you need to pause to slow your ascent. Also, I've run into some weird trouble with not being able to slow my ascent. I'm not sure exactly what causes that yet, but I'm sure eventually we'll figure it out. I think it has something to do with using the Drifter's Cloak and then not letting go of Drifter's Cloak when landing. I'm not sure. So, what do you do if you only have Hunters and Reaper's Crest? Well, you need to basically attack, up slash with Hunter, switch to Reaper, do Reaper Soar, switch to Hunter, then switch immediately back to Reaper in order to be capable of storing the attack so you can damage the bubble, so you can, not soft lock. What I have found is that usually if I do an attack and basically first frame it, okay, and then do a second frame, switch to the Reaper's Crest, and then switch back to the Hunter's Crest, I get the attack. And now you want to aim for around Hornet's waist, though you can do it basically almost anywhere around her eyes, and you should be able to hit the bubble. Alright, so now that we have all of that explaining out of the way, let me turn off the tools here, and okay. And now let's do it. I don't like that. Okay, there we go. Now about here, switch to the Hunter. There we go. Boom. We have skipped Groal the Great. And now your prize is that you can now kind of sort of enter the putrefied ducts. I mean, you can enter it, but you can't exactly do much here. You can get the apostate key, Which, that's cool. And then you can get the, yeah, you can get this quest, which is also cool. You're not exactly going to be able to come back here for a while, though. So, there's that, but now you don't have to fight Groal the Great, and this is doable on current patch, so there you have it.